Greg Suttie on Soccer, San Diego Soccer's general manager, Sean Bowers, and by the way, legacy player. I mean, we got this guy from back in the day. But today, we're going to talk a little bit about the opening game for the San Diego Sockers and Tacoma Stars in the MASL playoffs. What's coming up?
Well, it's kind of, we played them a week or two ago, and it's a game that we lost in overtime, and I think we learned a lot, and we got a couple players back that weren't healthy at the time.
Okay.
And so, we're pretty excited. We're excited about the matchup. We're excited to get, all our players back and have a full squad, and we're excited to see, what comes out of it this weekend.
Well, I've been looking at the pairings, and of course, Kansas City and St. Louis is going to be a good pairing. But you guys, your teams know each other. The players know each other. You've got a lot of players that have come back and forth from one team to the next and are coming against their old team now. How does that play out against how this goes on the field?
Well, when you know all the little things that everybody does against each other, and which way they like to shoot a ball, or what foot they are, or what they do on power plays, what they do on free kicks, it just comes out to be a close game, and that's kind of what you saw the last game that we played, and
right.
when we lost in overtime. And I think every game that we've played against Tacoma, for the most part, has been a 1 or 2 goal game. So I think that's what you're in store for. I think that the things that we've been preaching to our team is all the little things count. So all the, the power plays and, like I said, the free kicks and, what you do, even with the man down in terms of his sixth attacker,
yep.
All the little things are going to matter. Every free kick is just blown up to a bigger extent just because it's going to matter that much more. Where in a regular season, it doesn't, because you're working
right.
on things, especially in our season, everybody makes the playoffs.
Right.
So, this is a game where one corner kick can change the game. And I think that, the concentration level has to be there for our team. And I know we're excited. We had a great week of practice.
That's awesome.
There was a buzz around our team this week, so we're excited.
Well, both of the teams coming in have played every single game on the road. We're in Ontario, California, and we have the San Diego Sockers playing the Tacoma Stars. So how has that played out against? Well, from your perspective on the Tacoma Stars, and then also from what you know for sure with the San Diego Sockers.
You mean in terms of playing away, like
on every game?
Yeah,
on the road.
First of all, that's a testament to Phil and Lane for even being and doing this season on the road. They were very committed. So for both of those owners, hats off to them.
Yep.
And to the players. They've had to put up with a lot. They've had to go everywhere and play in the game. They're obviously both of our teams have been hit by COVID. So I think that it's a testament to the commitment that both organizations have to this league, to be quite honest with you. In saying that, playing in Ontario, I don't know if there's an advantage really for anybody.
Right.
We're staying up here just like it's an away game. Tacoma's here. So, we're trying to take everybody away from the distractions that we have down in San Diego. So I think that's important. So It's both in away games. I don't think there's any home field advantage. I think the only thing is we're both kind of used to it because we've been in Ontario 2 weeks ago. So we kind of know the lay of the land. And the field's bigger. I like bigger fields compared to maybe some other fields that we've played on this year. So, I don't really think that there's an advantage. And like I said, everything counts. Every little thing, every shift counts. And that's what we've told all the players. Your 30 seconds, your 45-second shift counts every time you step on the field.
All right. So every team that gets past this round of the playoffs is going to Kansas City. Just a little bit of a thought from you. What do you think about that setup? Having that tournament, that semifinal tournament going on in Kansas City?
I think it's great for the league. It's all in one spot. I think all the teams will be in there.
Right.
I think the Kansas City fans are, I think it's great for them because they get to come and see, 4 games, and I think it's an unbelievable thing for the season ticket holders there, for the community. I used to play in Kansas City for the MLS, and I love that community. It's sad to leave there.
Right.
So I think that's great. And, anytime that you can kind of change things, obviously in the COVID world right now, anything that we can do to make things work is great. And so I think it's going to be great, kind of like a bubble tournament in the sense of, having 4 games there. And I think that's great because really, if Kansas City does beat St. Louis, they're going to be the home team, but all the other teams are going to be on the road.
That's
so
right.
We could have, if it figures out that way, if we played, let's just say hypothetically played Florida, if that's what it was going to be, we'd both be away teams playing in a neutral site.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
All right. So we have the MASL this season with only 7 teams. Of course, there's no complaints about those owners that chose not to play. We all understand that. But as you said earlier, I mean, hats off to those owners that brought this league together and put it in front of the fans this season. What do you have to say about the loading of the rosters from the lone players, that came from those teams that weren't playing? Because I mean, every team is an all-star team.
Yeah, I think it's great, to be honest with you. You don't know what next year's going to bring with these players going back to their teams, but the biggest thing is that it gives all these players an opportunity to play. The worst thing that you would want them is to be sitting home if they really want to play. So it gave an opportunity for a lot of players to come and play this season. And I think that's one of the main reasons why the league wanted to continue during this hard times of COVID, is because we wanted to continue many different reasons, but one was to give the players the options to play, because that's how a lot of them make their living, and I think that's very important, and that's a testament to all the owners, and so even the owners that decided not to play,
that's right.
It's still a testament to the league as a whole that there's something that happened, and it's not a looking negatively towards any owners that didn't play. It's just they're allowing their players to come play. We have guys from Milwaukee, from Harrisburg.
That's right.
So hats off to those owners too that allowed that. So I think it's great for all of those things that happened with the league.
Well, we have the San Diego Sockers and Tacoma Stars, first game of the playoffs. MASL for you guys, first game of the playoffs. MASL first round. Take no prisoners.
No, this is kind of, we always talk about this is where you make your money, right? You earn your money in terms of as players. This is where you want to shine. This is where you need to be a team. This is where you're together. This is where, one mistake could cost you the series, especially against Tacoma, since all the games have been very close. So I'm excited to see how this actually, even the first quarter comes out and setting the tone and having, kind of having an attitude, being a 14-time champion comes with a lot of things with that. That's right. And having that attitude needs to come out. It needs to come out tonight.
All right. So let me just ask a little bit about these two teams, I think, forgive me, but are the biggest underachievers of the season. I mean, what's gone on during the course of the season? I know the San Diego Sockers into the regular season with the best defense in the league, and numerically not the best offense in the league. So talk a little bit about how that's playing out going into this next new season of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you and I talked about it a little bit before we got on camera. The goal is to be peaking when you go into the playoffs.
Right.
And fortunately for us, I think that's where we are right now. I think that we had some setbacks, and there's definitely, I'm one of those guys, and me, I'm not about excuses. Even though that you had players that were hurt, even though that there were some things that didn't go our way, I'm not one to make excuses, and I know that trickles down. So for us, it's about moving forward where we are right now. And I think even against Tacoma, when we lost that game, and even before that, when we played Ontario, when you're down 4-0 going into the fourth quarter, Phil was pretty upset about it, to be quite honest with you, and got into the team, and the team responded. And
they did.
And I think that was the turning point, to be quite honest with you, in our season.
I agree.
And I think that, we responded against Tacoma, and I think, that was a well-played game for both teams. Unfortunately, we didn't win that game, and then we went to Dallas and played a very well fourth quarter and played, pretty well during the game.
Yeah.
And we scored 9 goals, which is the first time we've ever done that.
That's awesome.
So, we have, to win a championship, you need defense.
Yes.
You need very good goalkeeping.
Yes.
And I think those are two outstanding things that we've had throughout the year.
Right.
We just haven't found our offensive click, and I think we found that in Dallas, and I'm hoping that it translates into this.
All right, tonight, game 1, do it.
Let's go.
Sean Bowers, thank you so much.
All right, man, thank you.
I appreciate you.